Hi there, this is Iryna Barnett, and I love having conversations about life's defining moments and understanding human experiences. Moments That Define Us podcast is dedicated to healing the world one story, one defining moment at a time. So let's get into another conversation.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Moments That Define Us. Today I'm recording a solo episode, but I'm recording it in Denver Community Media. And it's strange to be here by myself because I usually have guests. It's actually so nice to be back in the studio because I've not been here in a while. You know, every time I come back, it feels like I get that, what do you call it? Like the source of creativity, the inspiration. So I'm very glad to be here. Life has been crazy for the past few weeks, and so I kind of had to put on the brakes to take care of myself, to take care of my family, and but now everything seems to be getting back on track, and I'm back here, and it feels great. We had an eventful few weeks. You know, I'm recording today, which is May 29th. This episode will be coming out in June. So we will already pass that excitement of graduation and continuation and just seeing a children getting bigger and growing up. And yesterday I went to my son's continuation in kindergarten. You know, obviously he still has long way to go, but the teachers and paraprofessionals and the whole administration prepares such a beautiful celebration, and the songs they chose to sing and the celebration, it was just so emotional. And I was sitting and looking at my son, who is just turning to be this wonderful, inquisitive, wildly amazing little boy. And just the tears are coming down my face. And for anyone who knows me, I get emotional just with anything. And so yesterday obviously was an emotional day in a good way, you know. And I turned to my husband, I said, I am gonna be a wreck, a mess when he graduates high school, and then when he decides to go to college, if he decides to go to college and there's going to be graduation there. It's just, as a parent, we bring these beautiful humans into the world and we raise them to the best of our ability, right? I believe majority of us are doing the best they can. But then as they get bigger, they, you know, as me and my friend were talking, they need you less. They still need you. We will always need our parents. But you know, when you are little, you need your parents to feed you and to hold you and to be there for you in a different way than when you're a teenager or when you're an adult. But it was such an emotional day. And I can only imagine how the parents who see their children graduating high school feel. One of my neighbor, her son is just graduated high school and going to college, and just how emotional it is, you know, to see your kids leave the nest and go, and you hope that you put enough wisdom and love and support in them so they go into the world and continue to use that wisdom and that love and that support, you know. And no matter what, I just getting emotional even talking about it, but no matter what, they still come back to you. They still want to be around you. But like I said, I am glad to be back in the studio. I'm glad to be recording. I have so much in store. You know, I'm almost done with season 6. It's been such a wild ride. I still have a few more episodes to release, and I already have so many great guests for season 7, and I'm working on a big project that will be also part of season 7. So I am excited what's to come, and every time I think about what I'm doing, with my podcast, with stories, I just am grateful that I found what I love to do, and that it does get tiring. It does get tiring because, it's still just me, but I just love it so much. So I always think about how lucky I am to have found what I really truly love to do. To anybody out there who think that you got to have everything figured out because now you're out of school, out of college, you you don't. Like, as long as you trying and doing your best and trying different things, you're going to be okay. Because 20s really is your time to try to see what you're really passionate about, what you really love to do, where you can really make an impact. How you, with your little platform, and when I say platform, I think I've said it on a few different episodes, that it doesn't necessarily mean social media, whatever platform, whatever community you have, whatever change you can make to make your house, your neighborhood, your community a better place. You're already doing amazing. I think it's really hard to look in the world and sometimes have hope, but I don't know, I have a lot of hope seeing our children and how amazing they are. I have hope, and we have to work hard to make better future for them, just like people who came before us. They work for the change they probably didn't see, but now we are seeing, and so that's why we have to do that. We have to make things better for the next generation, because the next generation, we have to do that for the next one, and so on and so forth. Keep creating and doing great things. I recently listened to an episode with this guy who was talking about how now there is so much shit on social media and people are mean and horrible, and he's like, that era is about to pass, because he said our reputation will be our biggest what the word that he used, basically, our biggest flex. He didn't use that word, but I'm forgetting what he said. Our reputation, how we treat other people, being kind to other people is not out of style. Like, being good, helping one another, treating everybody with love and respect. That we should all strive to do that. I am really glad to be back into my creative space, and I feel my creative juices starting to flow, and I think about the future and all the project and all the stories that I want to tell. I've been really interested in technology as a whole, AI, and the progress that is being made there, and how fast it's moving. So I'm having conversation about that, because I want to talk to different people and see the good that is being made technologically, even with AI. How can we use this as a tool that is helping us, that is enhancing us versus replacing us? So I've been really curious about that. Also, we had something scary that happened in a family. My husband and my son were in an accident. They are fine, but it was really scary to get the call from my husband and say we were in an accident. It happened, unfortunately, not too far from my house, at this intersection where there's always a ton of accidents, and you go and you see your family. It's really scary. The car was total, but that's was the least of a problem. And I wonder if y'all ever think why did this happen to us? You know, like, why us? Did this happen for a reason? Is it trying to teach us something? Or do things sometimes happen in life just because they happen and there is no teachable moment? There's nothing you need to learn. That shit just happens. I don't know. I was feeling really, really, really down. And on one hand, and on another hand, I was really grateful that they were okay, that nothing happened to them. You know, my husband, his rib he got a huge bruise, and his rib got dislocated, but he's fine. But he's already dealing with some health stuff. So I'm like, why him? Why? You know, I don't know. I was just really, really angry. And I wonder to all of you who listen and who watch, do you ever think like that? Or do you don't think about it at all, like in the way, like, what is this? Is this trying to teach me something? And I'm, you know, really going through, like, what could this be? But I don't know. I couldn't get over that fact that why is this happening, and why us, and what did we do, and why are we being punished, you know? But everybody's okay. Everybody's okay. And also, you realize how resilient and strong kids are, because, you know, obviously the first day my son was just very shaken up, and he got a little bruise and scratches on his face because the airbags deployed. But then he was really excited to tell people at school that he was in a car accident, and the airbags employed it. So he was kind of, you know, laughing about it and thought it was really cool. Also, you realize how important the community of people around you, when in moments like this you can call somebody, and without any question, without any hesitation, people show up for you. And so that's what happens. A good friend of mine was able to pick up my daughter from school. My brother and his wife showed up, you know, without any questions, any hesitation. So it was also really, really grateful, the group of people I have around me. But so I was just in such a emotional stress, and so that's why I needed to, like, put on a break and step away from the podcast, because I just couldn't concentrate. I like to put good things out there, and I couldn't even, I wasn't as much on social media because I just needed to be with my family and take care of my family. But like I said, everybody's great, everybody's doing okay, and working on a lot of great and amazing things. I'm also extremely fortunate to be able to be part of Denver Community Media, and create my podcast, a part of my podcast here, and the team here is just amazing. Thank you to everybody at Denver Community Media for always willing to help with everything to make sure my recording is wonderful. And to all of the graduates, to all of the young people who are entering what they say adult world, either that's you going to college because you graduated high school, or you are going to, you know, you graduated college and now you know, going to start your first maybe big job, or maybe you're taking a gap year, or whatever it is. Go and do amazing things. Go and do amazing things, because we need in the world so many different people and different voices and different opinions. I just want to preface and say, being hateful towards other people is not a difference of opinion. I'm not interested in that. We can disagree, but we can be respectful to one another. But we need more people to create and do different things. And also, I know it's it's hard because we all who are older, we all were in your shoes. You think that by the time you, whatever age it is that you think in your head that you should know what you need to do, or because your friends go in one path, you should go that path too. We all have different journey, and enjoy the journey. Don't try to get somewhere because somebody else is doing that. Just enjoy, and that's the best part. Try different things, do different things, meet different people, travel. Like, travel is just such a important part of growing as a person, as a human. When you go and sit with other people, share a meal, share a conversation, share your cultures, it enriches you. It enriches you in a way that you cannot get that in the walls of a school, of your home, and just go out there. Like I said, we are all collectively proud of all of you graduates. I know I'm talking like a mother of everyone, but I am. Go and be amazing. Make your parents proud, but most importantly, make yourself proud. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening, for watching, for supporting, for sharing your defining moments. Every time I am sitting across from somebody, I'm learning so much. I have gained so much experience from conversations with my guests, and I hope you do too. I hope that the stories that I am producing through this podcast inspire you, teach you something, inspire you to start your own thing, because I have entrepreneur, especially women entrepreneur. I hope that through Moments That Define Us podcast, you're creating your own defining moments. Thank you so much, everyone. I talk to you next time. Bye. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching Moments That Define Us podcast on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe so you know when the next episode is coming up. But not only subscribe, share with other people so we can build community around this podcast, so we can share more stories, more defining moments. Because as I always said, sharing a story has the power to heal. So subscribe and share, and let's build community. Thank you.